What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Critical Overlord here. We're going to be talking about several different horror topics in this video here today. We'll be talking about Friday the 13th, Terrifier 4, Saw and M3GAN, those universes, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Starting off here with Friday the 13th, we're going to be going over this report that came out from Variety, but I'm going to mostly recap what Bloody Disgusting pinpointed in their article as what is most important, and clarify the misconception that I and many of you also thought this announcement meant. Variety had announced that Sweet Revenge, a short-form vignette, will serve as the centerpiece of the franchise's bold 45th anniversary campaign. This, of course, being in relation to Friday the 13th. So it goes on to say, what the hell does that mean? Well, it sounds like Sweet Revenge is a glorified commercial for Angry Orchid Hard Cider, with the short set to debut on the Jason Universe YouTube channel, as well as a site hosted by Angry Orchid. Or Orchard. Variety notes in their report that Angry Orchard is sponsoring the vignette as part of a larger collaboration with the franchise. Jason Universe teases fans will drop into a chilling weekend in the woods filled with blood-soaked surprises only Jason can deliver. Sweet Revenge is directed by Mike P. Nelson, who some of us know from Wrong Turn. I thought this was a short film, as did many of you who were DMing me, but it's just a commercial. This is just more of the same. A lot of stuff we don't care about, and I don't know any general person that cares either. Jason Voorhees is in his fall-off era. He fell off before J. Cole did. It's just really amazing to me that they think you and I give a damn about any of this. And I think Cody Leach put out a tweet as well joking about this, and if I have it wrong, I have it wrong, but I think Jason is in fact going to start appearing on candy bars and other things that have nothing to do with giving us a movie before we actually get a movie. I think Cody Leach put that tweet out. This is ridiculous. Nobody gives a crap about any of this material, and what seemed like something pretty promising turned into more garbage. Once you realize, and it was clarified from Bloody Disgusting, this is just a glorified commercial. Whatever, they're using and abusing our boy, and he's just down bad. But let's get into Terrifier 4. Rhea Ripley has made it known that she wants to be in Terrifier 4, and Damian Leone is aware of this too. He's already quote tweeted something in relation to this. Now, from what I've gathered in the interview she did, she wants to die, but seems to be open to anything. She pitched a gym attack scene to Damian at one point. She stated, "I'd love to see Rhea Ripley on my screen at any given time in a Terrifier film over Chris Jericho. No shade to him. I love his in-ring work from back in the day and some of what he did in AEW these days. But Rhea Ripley just looks better, and I'm sure many of you listening will agree with me." One of you did leave a comment under my tweet yesterday saying that Rhea could potentially be playing an adult version of the Pale Girl. I mean, if you can make it make sense, I'm not going to complain. I just don't see that happening. Rhea Ripley's contributions to Terrifier 4 likely wouldn't be that monumental, but wrestling fans like myself and others listening will remember it, especially if it's constantly hyped on episodes of Raw and SmackDown. And if you're not familiar with Rhea Ripley, familiarize yourself with Mommy. She is a hot commodity. Very hot. And again, if you would like to see her in Terrifier 4, my wrestling fans out there, what role would you like to see her in? Would you like to see something monumental, or do you think it would just be like a throwaway role almost to what we got with Chris Jericho in Terrifier 2 and Terrifier 3? Now, let's talk about these comments and a little bit about Soulmate. But we're going to be talking about Saw, that Jason Blum gave comments about that and a crossover with M3GAN, and then teeter off into talking about an small update on Soulmate. Jason Blum had an interview with Screen Rant, or someone with Screen Rant caught up with him recently and asked him about the possibility of a crossover between M3GAN and Saw, because now they own the rights to both IPs. He thinks a crossover is a great idea, and before you already get your pitchforks out, many of you are already well at work in the quotes on the tweet I put out. A lot of you do not like Jason Blum. I can only stress, calm down a bit. Calm down a bit. This is not a great idea, but calm down. Do not let him get your blood pressure up. He said, never say never. It hasn't occurred to me personally, but it's a great idea. No, it's not. No, it's not. After what I just saw with M3GAN 2, considering the tone and genre shifts that you seem to be doing with that compared to what Saw has consistently given us, no, it's not. It's not a great idea. Not at all. Not if you're going to teeter away from the horror roots of M3GAN. No, we don't need that doll anywhere near John Kramer. Can't go up against Billy the Puppet. That puppet is not equipped to go up against someone the likes of M3GAN. Another reason why it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea at all if you want to look at it in that perspective. So hopefully this never happens. Of course, the reality is he's just giving a friendly PR answer on the topic. That's the gist of it. I don't think this will ever happen. I don't think it will ever see light of day in any form, whether that be on the big screen or as a TV show. It ain't happening. Now, I could eat my words in a few years, and if I have to eat my words, I'll just eat my words. That doesn't mean it's going to turn out to be good. But James Wan did give us a small update on the M3GAN spinoff Soulmate. He said, Soulmate is basically set in the same AI world, but seen through a more grown-up perspective. One that embraces all the great erotic thrillers from the 90s. It's like Fatal Attraction, but with robots. As long as it's not what M3GAN 2 is, you might have a hit on your hands. And for the love of God, I know Claudia Dumit is pretty, but can we not constantly reference that the way we did in M3GAN 2 with Allison? Gemma's activism work is barely allowed to breathe. Anything related to the characters is barely allowed to breathe. So I couldn't connect with that, but we were constantly joking about how pretty she was. Like, okay, that joke worked, and yes, it is true, but the character is still boring. Give Claudia a character I can invest in. A lot of us already know that she is hot. Do not let that be her entire shtick, because that's what it felt like you were doing with Gemma. Now, let's end this video by talking about I Know What You Did Last Summer. I Know What You Did Last Summer has a final runtime of 1 hour and 51 minutes according to Fandango. Now, I say according to Fandango because a few of you might have noticed this. If you check AMC has it listed for 2 hours. If I'm a betting man, I'm going to rest on that 1 hour and 51 minutes, and AMC just decided to round it up. For whatever reason, I don't know. They decided to round it up because 1 hour and 51 minutes is essentially 2 hours. But the exact timing, I would trust Fandango over what AMC is listing, and they have it listed as 1 hour and 51 minutes. This should give us enough time, hopefully, to let the characters breathe, because I think that's what worked in favor of that original, especially considering that the original doesn't necessarily give us the best character work, but we spend enough time with the characters and their personalities and get a feel of their relationships with one another to the point where I do at least care about them. Well, two-fourths, Helen and Julie. Fred or Ray and Barry didn't really vibe all that much with him. I still don't. Their girlfriends enhance their characters. I can't be the only one that thinks that. But hopefully the runtime gives us time to let the characters breathe, let other things breathe, so that we can really get a vibe of this film and it doesn't feel rushed. So the other thing I want to address, what I Know What You Did Last Summer, is the fact that press screenings have started. And I'm bringing that up because a lot of you have been bombarding me with, oh, I have this spoiler, I have that spoiler, and I've been kind of making a point to say, do not trust the things you keep seeing spread. And there was a reason for that. Oh man, when I say that some people are going to look foolish, they're going to look foolish because it's not what you think. That's all I will say. If you haven't already, of course, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, turn on post notifications every time you miss a video. In the description, I'll have links to all my social media accounts. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can message me there, of course, to let me know if there are any movies, news, or reviews you'd like me to cover in the future. And with all that in mind, guys, I will see you in the next video.